I'm sure even you, Larry Elder, has a limit on your credit cards. Could you imagine if we just took away the limit on every American's credit card and just let them spend whatever they want? This is what they want to do with our government.
Right. Well, Grant, I agree with everything you said in your monologue, but here is the practical problem. My good friend Thomas Sowell tells me that Republicans' favorite exercise is running for the hills. If they shut down the government, as Donald Trump did, politically they're going to pay a price. It was the longest shutdown in the history of America, and we suffered in the polls because of it. There's two ways of reining in government spending. One is to government. And you're quite right. So-called non-essential workers are the ones that are not going to be going to work. They get their money back. But the media goes crazy. People don't like a government shutdown. Even Republicans don't like a government shutdown. And the other way of reining in spending, of course, is to have a constitutional amendment to fix spending to a certain percentage of the GDP, with exceptions for war and for natural disaster. And I haven't heard anybody, even in the so-called Freedom Caucus, propose that. So government has gotten bigger under Republican presidents, under Democrat presidents. It got bigger under Ronald Reagan. It got bigger under George W. Bush. It got bigger under George Herbert Walker Bush. It got bigger under Donald Trump. The only time I can think of in American history where government really got smaller was during Calvin Coolidge's presidency, and that's when they had a big battle, a la Kevin McCarthy, ended up getting a guy to run the Senate who was a fiscal conservative. Republicans control the House, the Senate, and the presidency. And for the first time in our nation's history, the budget was smaller after the president left than when the president walked into the Oval Office. I don't see that happening anytime soon.